Morning, Thomas. Hi, everybody.
Morning.
This is Michele Marsland and Marslands Accountants. Thomas and I are going to have a little chat today about the Let Property campaign and a little bit more about what's happening in 2024. Hi there, Thomas. Right, so 2024, what should people know about the Let Property campaign this year?
So the good news with the Let Property campaign is that it's continuing into 2024. So the Let Property campaign from now will go through to 2023. So anybody who's been renting out a property between it's now 2004 all the way back coming through to 2023 can now use the Let Property campaign to disclose any of their property income if they've not disclosed it before.
Okay. And how long has the campaign been running, Thomas?
I believe it's been running about 8 or 9 years. I'm not sure on the exact figure, but it's been running for a while now, and at Marslands we've sort of been dealing with it for at least the last 7 years. We've especially in recent years we've had a lot more people come forward to us, and HMRC soon to still be prompting people, so it's always best to sort of get to HMRC before they get to you, because the penalties can be a bit lower, and yeah, obviously it's better if you voluntarily disclose than open yourself up to the chance of sort of an inquiry or investigation.
And have we had any inquiries lately?
We haven't had any inquiries recently, but last year we did have a few where HMRC sent an inquiry letter, and obviously with inquiries you sort of have to provide a bit more evidence than you would with unprompted ones. So it's always better to sort of get to them before they get to you. And yeah, we haven't had any recently, but yeah, when they do come along, obviously it's a bit more work for everyone involved, for us and the individuals involved.
And it's a lot more penalties, isn't it? It's a lot higher penalties. It's a lot more stress. There are a lot more they want a lot more information from us. So the letters go on and back and forth and that sort of thing. So the Let Property campaign is normally only one letter, if you know, one disclosure. So obviously that is a big thing for them to consider, somebody to consider if they're not sure whether they should come clean now. I always recommend come clean as soon as you know, but some people don't. And there was somebody I met the other day, actually, Thomas, and I sort of mentioned to them about selling their property. So if somebody is thinking of selling their property, what should they do?
So if they're thinking of selling their property, firstly, they need to consider whether they've been disclosing their income, and obviously if they haven't, then the Let Property campaign is sort of the best way to go about that. And obviously if they are thinking about selling as well, they need to think about the capital gains tax side of it. So if you have been renting out a property, then capital gains tax will be due.
If they've lived in it, will that still apply even if they've lived there?
If they've lived there before, it will still apply. However, there'll be reliefs that they can claim for that if they have lived in the property previously. So those reliefs are available if they've lived in there. But yeah, regardless of whether they lived in there or not, they'll still need to declare the capital gains tax if they've been renting out the property. It's just obviously if they have been living there, then the tax bill might be lower than otherwise if they've just purely been renting.
Yeah, and how long do they have to do the capital gains tax?
So it's 60 days from the sale of the property. So the date on the completion statement when you sell it, you'll have 60 days to register and declare that capital gains tax from the sale date.
All right, excellent. And in the last week, what clients have you helped with the Let Property campaign?
So I've helped a couple who when I first spoke to them, they estimated the tax bill with penalties and interest to be around 15,000. And by the time we'd finished with doing their accounts and everything, their tax bill combined was about 3,000. So we managed to save them a lot based on what they estimated initially, and yeah, they were very happy with that outcome.
Yeah, so that's somewhere between 12 and about £20,000 that we saved just one client, isn't it, then, basically?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant work. You know, that's what we like to do. We always we have a success guarantee as well, which means that basically that we won't charge you as much. You know, we're going to save you more than we're going to charge you, basically. So if anybody's concerned about that and thinks, oh no, you know, I can't afford to pay Marsland's fee, then obviously we do. If they're using the Let Property campaign, we do have that guarantee as well, sort of thing. So that's always useful, isn't it? So have you had any possible new clients in the last week as well?
Yeah, I've had one or two people that I've spoken to who sort of they've not declared over a number of years. So there was a couple who haven't declared since 2012. Yeah, they're looking to sort of get up to date with their tax affairs. A lot of people I speak to and I've spoken to recently, they haven't been prompted by HMRC, but they've sort of realised where they've gone wrong and that they should be declaring it. So they're all sort of realising that they need to get up to date, and obviously coming to Marslands is a good start to doing that.
And how would you recommend they came to Marslands in the first place?
So we have a form on our website where you can fill in your details. It's on the home page. I believe the thing says get a quote now. So when they click that button, they'll just need to fill in their details, the year they started renting the property, and that should generate an estimated quote. From there, you can also book a meeting with either myself or my colleague Chris, who one of us will speak to you regarding the Let Property campaign, and sort of answer any questions you might have, and obviously get a bit more information as well. With that, if there's a bespoke quote system as well, so if your case is a bit more complicated, it might come up that it's a bespoke quote, from which point I can do a calculation using our fee calculator, and sort of give you an estimated quote from there prior to the meeting. And yeah.
Is this all confidential?
This is all confidential, yeah. So any details you enter, if it's it'll come through to us obviously, but we wouldn't share any of it with HMRC unless you came to us as a client. So yeah, that's a question that comes up quite often, and yeah, it's purely confidential until you sign up with us.
Yeah, and that's when you want us to tell HMRC. We're not doing anything against your wishes. So yeah, so it is a big question. Is there any other frequently asked question that people ask you a lot?
Well, somebody asked me yesterday actually, if these details go to like their employer, which is one I've been asked previously as well, and yeah, none of these details will go to your employer. It's like I said before, it's purely to come to us and to HMRC. Yeah. Those are the only people who will get those details, and yeah, it won't go to the employer.
Okay, and so if somebody's watching this, what is our website address?
So it's www.marslands.co.uk.
Excellent.
And as I mentioned before, the Get a Quote Now button is on the homepage as soon as you go there, so it should be easy to find.
Excellent. And we have some great feedback for you as well, Thomas, actually. So one of the clients recently sent me an email personally just to thank you for the work that you and Helen had been doing. And I just wanted to put a little quote from it, which says, "We cannot thank you enough for the guidance and support. Please pass on our sincere thanks to both Thomas and Helen, and to you for the online video presentations. Thank you, Marslands Accountants." How does that make you feel when somebody sends an email like that in?
Yeah, it's always good to hear back from people who we've helped with the Let Property campaign, and yeah, there's been quite a few people who've said that, like, either when they've spoken to me in a meeting or once like the process is finished, that it's sort of been a weight off their shoulders, and the stress that they've experienced when they found out that they should be declaring, it's been greatly reduced from either speaking to me or going through the process with Marslands. So yeah, it's always nice to hear some good feedback with regards to the Let Property campaign.
It is, and it's great for me to get that feedback as well, that, you know, you're all doing a really good job, which is what we try to do here at Marslands. And we do trying to change people's lives, you know. I've had people hug me and kiss me and all sorts of things, saying thank you so much. You know, I feel I can sleep again at night. So it is nice that at Marslands we can make that difference to people's lives. So, so if you're somebody out there that's sort of watching this and going, oh my goodness, should I go to Marslands or shouldn't I? Should I tell HMRC or shouldn't I? Then please do consider us, because we are specialists in the Let Probably campaign. So we do this on a daily basis now, don't we, Thomas? We don't just do this once or twice a month or what, even a year anymore. We do this on a daily basis now. So we have become specialists in the Let Probably campaign. So if you're considering doing it, I'd say the best time is now. And thank you. Anything else? Is there anything else you'd like to add, Thomas?
I don't think so. No, I just like I said, if you have been renting out a property and you need to declare your income, then coming to Marslands is a good place to come. And yeah, you use our form to sort of get in touch, and then we can start the ball rolling with the meeting and getting you all sorted.
Yeah, and that meeting is the initial meeting is free. We don't give advice at that meeting, but we do help you on your way as to what sort of things we're going to need from you, etc., so that you can identify sort of thing that we, you know, our value for money, and that we can help you out with this Let Probably campaign disclosure. So yes. So yeah, so the best place to contact us on our website, www.marslands.co.uk. Get a quote now, and that's the best place to get in touch with us first. It just gives us a very basic information of what we need to be able to give you a quote and to understand a little bit more about you before we actually sort of like start talking to you in more detail. All right, thank you very much for listening. Time to shine.